Little Nitro.
Stacked.
If James lost, he'd have to eat a dub.
I'm not doing that. Did you see that clip of Deion Sanders?
You don't call Nick Saban Nick. Don't call me Deion.
Let me put some respect on his name. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the PRS Paul Rodriguez Show tonight. It's Tuesday, 7:35, March 7th, 2023. Franchise tag day is upon us. Lots of moves. Quarterbacks are getting solidified with their teams. Lots of news going on. Producer James is in the building. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
And the man of the DF Dub, steadily repping his favorite teams. The Hogs are always over his left shoulder. The Mavs always on his head. Sometimes the Dallas Cowboys will be there as well. Looking lovely in the light blue. Shout out to all the, all would-be Charger fans, but not really. Ladies and gentlemen, and the DF Dub, he'll be ostracized later tonight. West Washington, everybody. Sir, how are you tonight?
I'm good, man. Can't wait to see this lunatic that y'all brought.
Easy. This is a large following on social media. Y'all know who he's going to be. Well, maybe it could be what it be. It is what it is. But listen to me. I want to know, are you ready for tonight? Oh, you got the Wu-Tang Dallas Cowboys tonight. I see what you got. I thought it was Dallas Mavs. I apologize. You ready for tonight, sir? It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Just go ahead, James. As soon as he comes on, you might as well mute me.
No. I want to see, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a fantastic viewing tonight. I know Wes got everything ready to go. He's going to be rolling his eyes. There's going to be a lot of back and forth. There's going to be a lot of, he shouldn't have said this, or you don't believe what he said that. It just all doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's going to be pure entertainment tonight.
Woo!
Is that,
bring it.
The man said it, James. The man said it. Bring it. And that's what we're going to do. In the 8 o'clock hour, we'll be welcoming Freightzilla from TikTok. What was he, about over 15,000 followers on TikTok? Nice amount, good amount. I believe he went live from his account earlier tonight, probably announcing his guest spot tonight on the show. But let's not get too far into it. We'll speak a little bit more that matters with him. Wes, we usually do our top 5 of the week is in our second segment, but because we have a guest this week, let's go ahead and get into it now. And I want to introduce, this is something that you thought of, that you brought in. So I'm going to go ahead and let you lead off with this. And later on, I think we're going to have some more trivia. Is that right, Wes?
Oh, yes. I got a couple of March Madness trivia questions.
Leading into the new week.
To go, getting March Madness started. We're going to start off with our top 5 tight ends
all time.
Top 5 tight ends of all time. As you should guess.
You get to pick, Wes. You can pick who you want to go. You don't have to go first if you don't want to.
Yeah, it seems like we should start off with James. I want to start off with James.
Oh, Lord.
See how he did his homework.
He's testing you early with your homework. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. The old school pad and pen. Steadily, he's our most advanced tech person in the group, but yet he still wants to write it down with old school notes. You know why? So he doesn't lose it, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta see it too.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. I can see it too.
Guy. Again, remember, I'm the young guy out of the group. These are the guys that I saw playing.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
A little disclaimer beforehand.
Nothing wrong with it.
Number 5, I got Shannon Sharp. Number 4, I got Travis Kelce.
Okay.
Number 3, I have Antonio Gates.
Nice.
2 is Gronk, and 1, Tony Gonzalez.
Tony G. Not a bad list. A lot of respect. The ball was thrown a lot more in the last 2 decades, I guess we could say, because it is the 2020. So I'm kind of going back to the 2000s. When I heard 2 decades in my head, I thought about the 90s, and I'm like, that was 3. Showing my age a little bit there, ladies and gentlemen. Wes, what do you think of the picks? You like them? We'll grade them at the end, but some good names on that list.
Those are good picks. I have some of those guys on my list for sure. Maybe I disagree with the order a little bit, but
okay.
Those are great picks. You can't argue with any of those guys not being there. So Good job, James. All right, now I'll go here. My top 5 tight ends all times. I'll start with number 5, Jason Witten. I know he's not as flashy or whatever people might say, but I got him top 5. Number 4, I got Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez fell for me a little bit just because.
Nice. Okay.
He fell for me because I saw him one time in the skill challenge, and they were throwing the ball, and they said they were throwing the ball too hard, and he quit in the middle of the challenge. Number 3, I got Antonio Gates, and number 2, I'm going a little old school, a little older. I'm going Kellen Winslow.
Good pick.
And number 1, I got Uncle Shannon Sharp.
O'Shea at number 1. At number one. O'Shea. Okay. All right.
I like that attitude. I like that just talking smack, type of dude,
You didn't love that attitude 2 weeks ago. Just saying. What's the difference now?
The attitude
whenever he was calling out a basketball team when he was on the sideline with a little cashmere sweater.
I had no problem with it. I don't understand why the basketball team is targeting him.
True.
But I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's going on with that Grizzly team. They're trying to portray themselves as these bad boys now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. We might talk a little bit more of that when we get off the rails a little bit later tonight. Maybe a suspension coming down. Is that hearsay or is that official?
It's not official that how much, but it's coming.
Highly likely. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later on. Good list, Wes. Solid list. I can't argue with that list. The order I may disagree a little bit. Rounding out my number 5 overall tight end, a little bit of respect to the old school. Ozzie Newsome. He was an All-Pro. He is in the Hall of Fame. He had over 660 catches and nearly 8,000 yards receiving. Number 4, O'Shea, Shannon Sharp, 4-time All-Pro, 2-time Super Bowl champ, and is currently a member of the Hall of Fame. Coming in number 3, and he drops for me. He has the most Super Bowls out of the group, but he drops for me because he played with the GOAT, Rob Gronkowski. 3-time Super Bowl champion, but did play with Tom Brady in New England for many years. Coming in at number 2, who will be eventually the number 1 and best overall tight end after his career is over, Mr. Saturday Night Live, Travis Kelce. 2-time Super Bowl champion, 6-time All-Pro in the NFL. Then coming in at number 1, my man, Uncle Tony Gonzalez, played nearly 270 games, over 1,300 catches, and over 15,000 yards receiving. If he would have just played with Joe Montana a little earlier, if he would have had a quarterback that's not Trent Green in Kansas City, if he would have got to Matt Ryan and Dan Quinn wouldn't have ruined that Super Bowl, maybe he would have had one. But my number 1 overall, and 5-1, Ozzie Newsome, Shannon Sharp, Rob Gronkowski, Travis Kelce, and Tony Gonzalez. Not bad list, fellas.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
How come Gronk falls for playing with a GOAT, but most people say by the time his career ends, Patrick Mahomes will be the GOAT? So
because all the careers are over, and I said eventually Travis will be number 1. So you're telling me here's the thing, Tony. I believe Gronkowski used his ability, his strength, and his mass more than his route running ability. I think Travis Kelce is the best route runner of the bunch, and he is causing the mismatch. Remember, this year spoke a lot because who wasn't back there taking the top off the defense? Cheetah wasn't back there. Tyreek Hill wasn't back there. So he had to do a lot of work in the middle of the field, and he had to create separation. He had to get open so that Mahomes could get him the ball. Now, did Mahomes have to move around and escape the pocket at times? Absolutely. But I'm sorry that right now in the game, there's nobody who can cover Travis Kelce 1v1, in my humble opinion. And he's going to end up, in my opinion, if he stays healthy, I could definitely see Travis Kelce getting 2, maybe 3 more championships. And if the money's right, if they could pay him, I see a lot more Super Bowls in Kansas City if everybody's healthy. Everybody stays where they should be. They're going to work I got a feeling that they're going to work a new deal for Mahomes. They'll probably back end a lot of that money, keep the cap tight. It's going to be a lot of good things, I think, for Kansas City right now.
I don't know, man. That's saying a lot. Because even like you look at Tom Brady's run of Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Not a lot of the same guys.
Absolutely. You know? But who were the core guys that were always there?
I mean, and on the end it was Gronk, but I mean, his first couple of Super Bowls, Gronk wasn't there.
True, but that defense was phenomenal, and those are the defenses that were winning them championships early in Tom's career.
I get that, but I'm just saying it's going to be hard to keep that together. I would think, or at least to stay healthy for that long.
Another piece of the pie that I think is going to help out Kansas City tremendously is that power run game with Isaiah Pacheco. When Clyde Zeller was there, I don't think they thought they thought he'd be more durable. And for me, I want to say that Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a great back when it's come down to third down and goal line because he can catch out the backfield. But now that you have Isaiah Pacheco, who is 5'10", probably walking around at 210, 205, and the man absolutely has speed that's similar to Tyreek Hill. It's not as fast, but it's same. He can hit the corner and he's gone if he needs to be. And for me, that power run game that Pacheco can do inside the tackles as well as hit the home run on the corner makes them very formidable, which is going to open up a lot more pass lanes, I believe, for Kelce. And all they have to do is go out in free agency, get rid of some of these Jujus, get rid of some MVSs, and you can bring in a big receiver one like DeAndre Hopkins. Go get Nuke. You go see if you can go find a deal to get a big time receiver. Let's not forget, I know OBJ is not exactly a spring chicken anymore, but I promise you he can go for one season to help them get to another championship, possibly win it, if he can stay healthy. And remember, in Kansas City, do they play on turf? No, they don't. They play on natural grass. And I think that's going to be an advantage for OBJ after the knee surgery history that he has.
I don't know. Did the Cowboys expose something about OBJ? Because it seems like
he can't play on turf. He can't play on turf.
And ever since they mentioned or since they backed away from him, It seems like the OBJ talk is nobody's talking about it.
But that's what's going to be appealing. You can get an OBJ who can be a wide receiver one. Maybe not what he was when he was in his his mid-20s. But you go out and you go get an OBJ for cheap, $10 million, $11 million. I think that's a lot better option for 1 year. We're not talking about multiple years, and that's what he's going to want. But do you want to go play multiple years at a team that you're going to have to be a part of a rebuild? Or do you want to get paid 1 year, make 11.5, and go win a championship with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco, that defense? Makes a whole lot of sense to me.
I mean, the best time to do it would be now. You can't wait too much longer. You can't let him play another season.
Absolutely.
But like I said, man, I just think it's going to be hard to kind of keep that together, keep everybody healthy. Because, I mean, the NFL, dude, it's rough. Especially of a running back is pretty short. Tight end, especially if he doesn't have much help, man.
Right. Taking
those hits. But I mean, I wish them the best, and I think if they are healthy, they're definitely going to be the favorite until they're not.
Until they're not, right? And I think it's going to be it's just like we always talk about this. Their team is only going to go as far as their quarterback's going to take them, and that's the same thing with Mahomes. It's the exact same things as Mahomes goes, as the Kansas City Chiefs will go, and that's pretty much what it is. This didn't really turn into a Kansas City segment, but I guess it did, and that's all right. Other news in the mix. Shout out to Jesse Ryan in the chat. What's up, Ryan? What's up, Jesse? Hey, fellas, let me ask you a question real quick. Who's going to be surprised if a certain quarterback ends up with a certain team and that team's going to be the Green Bay Packers? Are we going to be surprised?
But you think you're saying he's staying in Green Bay? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think it's going to happen. I think this is all just a big publicity stunt, just to gain control, to gain control for the attention. I think it's absolutely for the attention.
Is he really that shallow?
I don't know if it's shallow or if it's just a game.
Or his ego's that big that he needs that much attention?
But think about it. What's going on in Green Bay? Nothing, man. There ain't absolutely nothing going on.
But it just seems like instead of doing that, man, get in there with those young receivers and start, working with them, start talking to them, start building a relationship with them.
I don't think Aaron wants to. I think for me, more or less, Aaron wants to go in and he saw what Brett did. And I think what he saw what Brett did is that Brett lost control because of the head office. And I think for Aaron, the only way he can keep control for himself to get his money is to go ahead and do this little song and dance. Because if he doesn't, he loses his leverage. Now, I could be totally wrong, but why would you want to go to an outdoor stadium, play in high winds in New Jersey, and have young receivers that you have to build a connection with if he went to the Jets? And meanwhile, there's already a lot of talk that Anthony Richardson's going to go into the Vegas Raiders. I keep wanting to say Oakland. Sorry, Marshawn. But at the same time, I don't see Aaron leaving after all this. If that's actually what it's going to be, you just have to just think to yourself, it's got to be for a song and dance. Wes?
I don't understand why Oakland would be that crazy. I mean, I just don't see that much from that kid except for this 40 time and his athletic ability. But you can't. Dude doesn't compare to Cam Newton except for his size. But I definitely don't see him as being a dominant player like Cam Newton.
Right.
You realize
not close.
I mean, he was dominated college, comes into the NFL, wins an MVP, goes to the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't see that kid being that same caliber of player. But I also like Jordan Love in Green Bay. You know what I'm doing? I'm out there working with those young guys and receivers, and maybe you win the locker room if you're out there working hard instead of pulling the Aaron Rodgers where it's all about you and not about what the future holds for Green Bay.
Do you think Aaron Love, I mean, not Aaron Love, do you think Jordan Love has to go do that? Because it's like he's done with Green Bay. He has to go build that relationship so that when he goes to another team, they're going to know, hey, this is what this guy's like. He's a team guy. He hasn't been afforded the luxuries Aaron has. He doesn't have the athletic ability. He doesn't have the talent. He doesn't have the moxie. He doesn't have the energy. He doesn't have what Aaron has, right? And that came from Aaron just being an absolute savage. But on the flip side, as an organization with Green Bay, you're stuck. You will not win with Jordan Love. If you do, you're going to have to deal him. You're going to have to rebuild through the draft. Or you got to go out and get another free agent that's quarterback that's going to make you half decent. The other half of the coin is LaFleur's got to get things back on track because right now for his coaching, his situational coaching is highly suspect as it is in Dallas. James, we're going to let you have the final word. 3:53, got 2 minutes. I know you're annoyed, and I know it's been a nuisance, and you've gone through this with Brett in the 2000s. You're doing it now nearly 20 years later. You're going to ride with Aaron if he comes to Green Bay. That's not questionable. Yeah. But right now my question to you is it annoying that you have to go through this as a Packers fan?
Yeah, it's very annoying. Yeah, I mean, I don't even like to comment on it. I don't even like to speculate on it.
Right.
And I told you, as everyone's local Packer fan that they know,
right.
Just get bombarded with questions, mainly because people want to mess with me.
Oh, I'm not messing with you. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to get inside the mind of a Packer fan. That's not.
I'm just
Green
annoyed.
Bay.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, are you coming? Or are you staying? Or are you going? You know
right.
what I mean? Just so, because I'm a Packers fan first and
Correct.
foremost. So, in order for us to move on as a franchise, like, what are we doing? The draft's coming up. We need to prepare and whatnot.
Are you going to have a different taste in your mouth if, like, Aaron does come back? Like, he's like, I'm not going to OTAs. I'm not doing training camp. I'm going to show up first day of, or he's going to go to training camp, I should say. Is it going to be like it was 2 years ago?
I hope not.
But if it is it going to change the way you feel about the season? Are you going to be concerned about the season?
Nah, I don't think so.
Because you know what Aaron can produce.
Yeah.
But if Jordan loves the QB1 and Aaron's gone, are you going to be concerned about the season?
Yeah, of course.
Definitely. It's going to be a different thing because you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know what to expect with Aaron.
Yeah. I mean, I wish him the best. But
Sure. Do you really though?
He looked good last season. He had flashes of, where he looked good. But
Aaron was hurt too. He was hurt.
Yeah. So, but as far as like him being our next quarterback, I don't know. I don't really see it yet.
Can't see it either.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's get into a quick break. When we come back soon, we'll have our guest of the evening. Excuse me, I apologize. Freightzilla joining the show. I'm really anticipating what he's going to be able to contribute because I want to see Wes squirm a little bit. I want to see this story come to fruition. Wes, you ready?
Are we going to say the question for next break?
No, we're going to do it now.
Okay. You ready?
Waiting on you.
All right. So our trivia question right now, since we're going into March Madness, make you think a little bit about it. Can you name the number one seed that lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament to a number 16 seed? Number 16 seed. Sorry. And the bonus, if you could name the 16 seed and also the year it happened.
Tell it one more time.
What number one seed lost in the first round to a 16 seed in the NCAA tournament? Bonus, name the school that was the 16 seed and what year.
All right, when we come back, we get the answer. Wes-isms with Wes Washington. See you on the flip side. ladies and gentlemen. It is time. Joining the show, huge personality from TikTok, nearly 20,000 followers. The man's always updating content. He's in your living room. He's always on the road. He's going to be the next big superstar. I can just feel it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show and Wes's biggest rival. Ladies and gentlemen, Freight Zilla, straight out from Tennessee. Not really, but from the ATX. Freight, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Paul. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Hey,
What's
man,
up, Wes?
We're living the dream. I love it. He's right back in. He's like, "What's up, Wes? What's going on, Wes?
What's up, Wes?
Y'all right, sir? Hey, we're gonna get down to it. Let's just get into it real quick. We'll talk about some quarterbacks after we get this bad story, this great story. It's bad, like it's badass. And I want to know. We've heard the details. We've seen it all over social media, and I want to hear it from the man himself. I want to hear the details, and I want to hear the embarrassment that Wes is gonna have to overcome as soon as this story is done. Freight Zilla, the floor is yours.
Well, I remember it like it was yesterday. Here I am, the skinny little kid, 6'2". I just got through playing tennis. I was sweaty. I was hot. Of course, I just dominated on the court. And there's a pickup game going on at Millwood Park. So I see Wes and some guys playing. They asked me to come in. And lo and behold, I got a fast break, and I just came in, and I dunked all over Wes. I mean, it was nasty. And I had a knee brace on. You know, I was hobbling around, and he was upset. Everyone gave him some crap, but it was one of my favorite memories. I mean, this little skinny kid coming and dunking on Wes. I mean, it was probably one of my better moments, better than all my tennis tournaments and trophies.
Just dunked on him. Was it one or was
I dunked on him?
Just two hands?
Legs over his shoulders, threw him to the ground. It was dirty. It was dirty.
It just sounded so beautiful. It's Wes. You had to just let me know. I just want to know from your point of view, how do you recover from today's time? Have you overcome the feelings that you had that day when that just double dunk was laid upon you and, you know, changed your whole life, pushed you to become the great collegiate athlete that you became?
Man, come on, bro.
I just want to know.
I guess he left out the part where he got in his Ferrari. Then he drove to his $300 mansion where him and Halle Berry were hooking up. That's all that story was missing. Come on, bro.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Please. Man, that never happened. There's no way. This dude played tennis.
And?
You think he's coming down just throwing two-hand dunks down on people? 6'2"?
So he's
not 5'5" and white.
So he's got. He's got good feet. Tennis players got good feet.
Dude, first of all, he's acting like he was Teen Wolf. I know that's too old, too far back for you, James. You don't remember the movie. But basically, Michael J. Fox played this where he turned into a wolf, and all of a sudden he's this great basketball player. He's dunking all over everybody. That's more believable than this noise this lunatic is making up. We all know Freight Zilla is crazy. Look at him. He is a Tennessee Titans fan just because his team left the city.
But that just means he's loyal. That just means he's loyal, Freight.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit too obsessed, man. I mean, who wears that much stuff and cares that much about their team? It's a little weird.
You with the Cowboys.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Freight, hey man, I love the Music City football shirt. It's fun. We see the Tennessee Titans. That's a hilarious story. We always let Wes kind of, have to live through it. But there is this one time this past year where a man who happens to live in Plano, or I shouldn't give up the city. I apologize. I did it now. He did it to himself yesterday, talking about working out with TD. And he rubbed shoulders with Swagoo. And James, there's this fantastic clip that we always get to share with the fans who are new to the show, just to show the devotion that my man Wes Washington always portrays. We always used to think there was this great cheerleader who was on TV, and lo and behold, would you believe it, the man graced the stage, international television superstar, superfan, Wes Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, eat that up. He'll always be there for the Dallas Cowboys. So no matter what he says about any other fan or any other team, always remember we have that clip that will live in infamy, Wes Washington.
Oh man, I get what you're saying. I get it. And since I've had to live with this pain of these fairy tales, let's talk about the Tennessee Titans. Let's talk about some pain. What's going on in Tennessee? Like, who's your quarterback? You're getting rid of your best running back. You got rid of your best receiver. Thanks for letting Brown go to the Eagles, man. I appreciate that. That helped the Cowboys a lot. So what's going on in Tennessee, Chris? Explain.
So, yeah, I mean, the big guess, right? Our new GM is saying that Tannehill is going to be starter day one. I still think that we are going to make a move and go after a quarterback. I don't think that Ryan Tannehill is going to be on the roster. I don't believe it. I think today that they made a statement and said that Derrick Henry is staying. That was all fluff. So I think we will see some moving pieces. I do think the Titans are going to move up in the draft. I think they are going to go after a quarterback. We cannot do the same thing we always do, going after an offensive lineman. It's not going to work, not this year.
Speaking of offensive linemen, y'all had let go of Tyler Lewan with Bussin' with the Boys. Shout out to them, what they do, and a great product. Who is going to be solidifying and anchoring that offensive line that you can see? Are they going to make a move in free agency, or is this going to be something they may have to find in the draft?
I hope that they spend all their money in free agency solidifying our offensive line. I don't want to use any of our draft capital on our O-line or our defense. I think we need to go straight free agency for all of those picks. I really do.
Hey, I can get Jerry on the line. Y'all can have Tyron Smith right now.
That's true.
And we're not even asking for much. Maybe just a bucket of chicken. I don't know.
Yeah. Everybody loves chicken. Everybody loves chicken. Fellas, there's a lot of – go ahead, Freight.
Oh, I said I love chicken too. So.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Fellas, a lot of moving parts today. Lots of tags being applied. Lamar Jackson has been slapped with $32 million. He will walk away with this summit season 2023. Of course, Derek Carr signs a great deal, guaranteed $100 million, valued up to $150 million. Gino's going to make a big money payday as well. Do we see more dominoes following? I was surprised to see that Daniel Jones gets signed by the Giants and then Saquon gets tagged. The tag for the running backs is so low right now, $10.9 million for their type of services. The leading rusher, Josh Jacobs, now Saquon, Tony Pollard in Dallas. Lots of running backs going to get paid next year. But this year, do we see any more quarterbacks landing in a new team, namely Aaron Rodgers? Freight?
Yeah, I mean, the talk of the town is he's going to go to either Las Vegas, and I'm hearing now Miami. So Miami could be a landing spot for him. I don't know how they're going to work that out with Tua. Those are some pretty decent personalities working together. So yeah, I could see it. I could see him in a Raiders uniform. I mean, why not? And then of course the Jets. But I think it's either going to be Raiders or Miami. I really do.
What would you give up for Aaron Rodgers in Tennessee?
Ooh, good question.
I don't think his personality would mesh well with that blue collar smash mouth kind of football that we play. He's too delicate. I like him as a person. I don't think he would blend in with the persona of Tennessee.
What?
I kind of know.
I don't like him as a person. I might like him as a player, but as a person, he's a little
weird.
bit of a douchebag.
Easy. Aaron Rodgers did not deserve that. My goodness.
I guarantee Aaron Rodgers would say the same thing.
Maybe. That's a
He
good
knows
point.
he is.
Yeah, but I would love to talk to the man just to kind of see, just to pick his brain a little bit to see what's kind of really going on. I think I could ask some pertinent questions in there that kind of maybe break through his persona a little bit, but maybe not. And that's all good because tonight there's a couple of more questions I want to ask. I saw the Music City Miracle. We're going to have to go back down memory lane a little bit, Freight. We're going to have to go back to a time when Warren Moon was signed in Houston and took them to the AFC Championship. And I was just a young lad at the time. And at a time when the Buffalo Bills were having a big skid in the Super Bowls during those times. Take me back to that day when a 35-7 at half. 35, maybe 35-7 at half. Take me back to that day for yourself and how that day concluded. It's a rough one for us Oiler fans who are no longer Tennessee Titan fans.
Before I tell you how I felt that day, I will say that I am glad that Indianapolis now owns that record. That is no longer owned by the Tennessee Titans.
True.
As the greatest comeback of all time. I probably cried just as hard as I did as the Titans lost the Super Bowl. That 1 yard short. I mean, it was devastating. To Frank Reich, I mean, who wants to lose to a backup and who wants to lose to the Buffalo Bills? So it was devastating for me. I look back and fond memories. I still have the same jacket from 1991 that I wore, a starter's jacket, a Warren Moon jersey, and I still have them in my closet today, and I think they're cursed. So I'll probably get them out of my house probably this season and see what happens.
Wait. Do you really have them? Like, are they accessible? You could just grab it and show it on the screen?
I mean, it'd take me a minute to go get the starter's jacket, but yeah, I can go grab it.
How long? Like, what are we talking about? Like a few minutes? We talking 10 minutes?
No, 15 seconds.
Do it. I want to see the starter jacket because I remember when I was a young kid, I had a starter jacket for the Dallas Cowboys, and I thought it was hot shit, to be honest with you. And for this man to go ahead and get his, look at that, he's got a what kind of jersey is that back there in the background? My man is Tennessee Titan through and through.
It's a lineman that just got released.
Is that Tyler Lewan? I don't know if it is. It may be Lewan.
And that is number 77.
His 77 was his number. It'd be kind of interesting to see. This is absolutely fantastic. Somebody's going to definitely zoom in on that thing. Dude, and they're going to be able to get that image. The
seats in his truck are Tennessee Titans.
Bro, my dude, look at those colors. Look at those colors, ladies and gentlemen. The red, the white trim, that it still fits. It closes, ladies and gentlemen.
I give you props up that it can still fit.
Hey,
I guarantee you
see that
if me and Paul tried on our starter jackets in high school, there's no way they can still fit.
You see that Oiler on that left chest right there? The embroidery, the stitching. This is straight up, what is this, 1992, 1990?
1990. The white is actually starting to yellow just a little bit.
You're going to have to put that like in a capsule somewhere, man. Brings back so many memories. You know, a lot of the young kids are starting to go back. They're getting the East Bay magazines. They're like starting to go back and go to fairs and like buy these old jackets that people like put in a bag 30 years ago, and now they're just kind of breaking them back out. It's ridiculous. It's so sick.
I love it a lot.
Yeah, but that is impressive that you can still fit it because, like I said, definitely if me and Paul were wearing ours from high school, there's no way we could fit.
There's no way. Yeah, it'd be halfway on my arm, and then the other half be like hanging off. Wouldn't even be like recognizable at this time. Wes, I'm gonna throw it over to you, man. Anything else you'd like to visit with Freight? You can visit with us. What's going on, man? Anything new going on? Or Wes, before you plug Freight, we'll let Wes give him one last opportunity to voice his opposition to your story.
Oh, you know, I don't really need to talk about that anymore. Nobody believes that.
I do.
I mean, like I said, Teen Wolf is a more believable movie than this crazy story this lunatic made up. But no, man, I was going to ask, since we were talking about earlier, I was going to ask Freight, real quick, man, can you give us your top 5 tight ends of all time?
Good. Yeah, I like it.
Well, I'd say Frank Reichek would be one.
Good pick.
He's a Titan, right? I'm going to go with somebody new. Delaney Walker, of course, is my probably all-time.
Talked about him last night.
I don't know that I have 5. I know that Chig Okonkwo for the Tennessee Titans right now, these are all Titans players, is really exciting. He has the ability to be something special. Maybe Shannon Sharp. I don't know. I mean, that tight ends don't really fascinate me that much, but I would say that those 3 are probably some of the better tight ends of all time.
So you're telling me if Travis Kelce did made a move to the Titans, he wouldn't be your absolute number 1?
Nah, I'm rolling with Chig, man. Chig is the man. Did you watch him this season, what he did with limited snaps?
Yeah, I saw how he totally helped out my fantasy team. I picked him up as a dark horse. Totally just didn't do anything for me. Yeah,
I'm loyal, so I'm a loyal fan. It's hard for me.
I get it.
It's a little ridiculous.
It all ends up. It's all Tannehill's fault. I'm blaming the Aggie. It's all Tannehill's fault because right now nobody. I think right now Tennessee probably has. If I had to put an order, Vrabel's the third. He's either 1, 2, or 3. He's the top 3 coach in the NFL right now. He took a master class against Belichick a couple of years ago. Basically pulled out a rule nobody had ever heard of against Belichick, and that's what Belichick does against other teams. And it just so happens that Vrabel played for, that team for so long, being New England. Freight, you got a lot of projects in the hopper right now, sir. I'd like for you to go ahead and talk a little bit about that. And time for self-promotion. Get to it.
I appreciate it. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. If any of you want to catch me, you can look up on Instagram. I'm FreightZilla76, and I'm Frizz Freight on TikTok. I do end of the world movies, little shorts and skits. I'm working on episode 4 of The Collapse. It's pretty interesting. Aliens coming down. The government's bombing us and trying to take out the aliens. Just things to make you think and make you laugh and kind of escape the crazy world we have right now. So if you're bored and you want to watch a lot of content, I make a lot of content on TikTok. So look forward to seeing any of you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't know we had a movie producer, movie director, movie maker. Maybe I should say film and put a little more respect. A filmmaker on the show. I just thought we had a monster personality coming on the show.
Yeah.
Wes,
Wow.
why you holding out on the Renaissance man here?
If he could act, man, his stuff would be a lot better. His acting is just, it's just trash. But his son carries him a lot on when they work together. His son carries him. But yeah, his acting skills they're not great. But everything else, man, like his production and everything, it's very impressive, man. But his acting.
I appreciate that, Wes. Thank you.
Y'all disregard all the nonsense that Wes is bringing up. Hey, Freight, I'd love to have you back on the show. Maybe around the time of the draft, we can get a little bit more in depth. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Hey, I'm gonna always be the Houston Oilers fan. I want to shout out to my dad. I'm not gonna give the name because he's around, but he has a collector set of a coffee mug from 1993 championship, the divisional championship, and then he has a collector set of Houston Oilers glasses from the 90s. So
Wow.
merchandise still a little bit around, and I told him, I was like, you need to put that away in a safe, display it, do something like that. But you, sir, having the starter jacket, having the Warren Moon jersey, absolute just phenomenal things to do. I got to ask before we get out here for the break, was it on the Houston Oilers sideline when Kevin Gilbride got
Ryan.
jaw jacked in the mouth?
Yep.
Who hit him again?
Buddy Ryan.
Buddy Ryan. Buddy Ryan.
We always
We always forget, but my thing is, who's gonna know? Freightzilla's gonna know. He's gonna know Kevin Gilbride got jaw jacked on the sideline in the Houston Oilers bench.
we're that close to the All Texas Super Bowl.
I don't know. Could happen again, maybe if C.J. Stroud goes to the Houston Texans. I'm just saying. Just saying, it could happen, maybe. I don't know what you got. Freight, help me out here. How is he the biggest fan during the game, the day of the game? He's the biggest fan in the world, but leading up to the whole week, the whole game, he's just absolute anti-Cowboy, total disdain for the Cowboys.
I think it's a coping mechanism for him. Most Cowboy fans I know, they have to do this self-deprecation just because they're worried that what people might think. It's hard. It's hard being a Titans fan. It's hard being a Dallas fan. We do a lot of good things, and then we excrement the bed, right? And we don't follow through. So I think that it's just par for the course for our teams. His team is cursed. My team is cursed, and we have to make fun of ourselves a little bit. That's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the TikTok personality, the filmmaker of extraordinaire, the man who will tell you how to survive the alien invasion and apocalypse of the nation that you're residing at this time, the man who dunked on West Washington, the man who will always be and live in glory, never infamy. Freightzilla, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the show, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Wes. Thanks, James.
Later.
Yeah, see, he knows. He knows the guy behind the man. He knows the guy who makes the magic. Freightzilla, thanks, sir. Man, dude's an awesome dude. Dude's an awesome dude. Guys, 8:25. Let's get into a quick break. Wes, send us out of here with some trivia. March Madness is coming up. Let's give them one more.
All right, we got here. Man, why I keep losing these things? All right, so this one has to go with a little history in this one, a little more history. We never said the answer to the last one. That was the problem.
Give it to him now. Let's give it to him now.
All right,
and then
so the answer to the last question was Virginia, the Cavaliers. They lost to the University of Milwaukee. Was it the University of Baltimore College? I think. Well, I missed it. And Baltimore College. It was 2018 when this happened. The University of Maryland at Baltimore County. University of Maryland at Baltimore County was the 16th seed, beat number 1 seed Virginia in 2018. And then for our next question, can you name the school with the most NCAA tournament appearances and wins?
one more time.
All right.
One more time.
What school has the most tournament appearances and how many has the most wins? Also, bonus would be if you could tell me the actual number of wins and the actual number of appearances this school has.
Easy, bro. That's kind of rough. That's kind of a lot. All right, maybe we need to give away some money if we're gonna be doing this kind of trivia. That's quite a pick right there, ladies and gentlemen. Do the Google search. Get your research on. If you know, then maybe you can stump Wes and whatever kind of stuff he was talking about. Clutch on the flip side, about to go off the rails. 8:27 on the dial. Stay with us. Freightzilla. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Time to get into our last segment of the evening. Time to get off the rails a little bit. Lots of new news going on. Anybody surprised? We didn't get to talk about it much, but shout out to Freightzilla in the chat, Lucky in the chat, Jesse Ryan in there. See y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. Are we really surprised Daniel Jones got broken off with nearly 82 million guaranteed, or is that just outlandish? Is that crazy? Because I think it is. Wes, you think it's nuts? And then you franchise tag Saquon. That's nuts. You might as well have locked up Saquon and franchised Danny Dimes.
I mean, I'm not. Why would I hate it?
Because we're talking about football. That's why.
I want them to make bad moves. So keep Danny Dimes. I mean, keep Saquon. I mean, that was the first full season they had both of them in it. So I mean,
yeah,
I love it when the Giants make bad moves. I want the Commanders to make bad moves.
Well, they did last year. They signed Carson Wentz, and now they've realized how much garbage he is and let him go finally.
Yeah, hopefully they wake up and find out that they really need Carson back. Or maybe, you know what? Hey, the Commanders go after Tannehill.
You really think that that's what they're going to do? You might as well just keep Heineke. He's good enough. He's not great, but he's good enough.
Yeah, that's fine. Keep Heineke. I mean, but I just think, hey, I love it when they make bad moves. So, keep it up. Keep up the good work.
I thought you were going to say something else. I thought you say, I love it when they call me Big Pop. I thought that's what you were going to say.
No. Well, I would never do that.
Did you sing that song in the club back in the day when you were rolling them 6th Street streets? The streets of 6th
that's
Street?
A good song. I was a Biggie fan. I had the Ready to Die and Life After Death.
Are you all right, bro? You seem distracted. Are you distracted? What's going on?
No, I'm not distracted. I mean, I had to come back down to earth after y'all with this guest y'all bring in to try and say bad things about me.
Nobody said anything.
Back calm.
Nobody said anything bad about you. They just said they had a moment of glory against you. That's all.
This dude basically, like I said, he just makes up this crazy story, and nobody believes it. First of all,
I do.
I seen this dude tear his MCL walking. Just decided to turn, and he fell apart.
He did say he had a little brace on there on that bad boy when he was getting done with his tennis workout.
And second of all, this dude has never dunked a ball in the first place. He played tennis.
6'2", my guy. 6'2" is 6'2".
He ain't no 6'2" now.
Just saying what the man said. You call him a liar?
He is not telling the truth. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, if you watch the man's content, if you watch him, check it out, and you'd be like, oh, yeah, I can see this dude is full of it.
I have, yeah. It's called acting. You say you need a little improvement on the acting. I can't confirm nor deny that, but I'm just saying.
I know he can't act. He can't even make his story believable.
I think nobody
believes that story.
It's called a parody. That's kind of the point. It's not supposed to be factual.
He left out the best part. After he dunked on me, he hopped in his Ferrari and went to his mansion, and I think Halle Berry and Jennifer Lopez are all there just hanging out. And I think Michael Jackson played at his birthday party.
What about Prince?
Oh, Prince, Prince, he would do the he came over for Christmas all the time. But
Good. What are you doing over there?
Come on. Had a little drink, man. A little drinky drink.
You keep going off the frame. That's why we can't see you. I was curious what you were doing.
I can't be as still as you. I can't just.
It's all right.
Stay like that, man. It's killing me. I mean, I gotta relax. I gotta move. I'm definitely one of those people like when you're on the phone.
Yeah.
You
walk around.
Talk to somebody. I walk all around the house.
Do you just do it involuntarily? That you just walk around it aimlessly? Just
yeah.
Do you know
Just
you're
walking
walking,
back.
or you just get up and go?
Yeah.
That's
Every
kinda
time I get on the phone, I walked from my room to the kitchen, to the front door, to the bathroom, to my room, to the living room, to the kitchen. Just walk around in circles.
I don't need to know your love life, man. I just wanted to see what you did on the phone. That's it. Jeez. James, save me here. What's going on, man? Any new things coming out on TV? See, he's still now. Oh, is that what all I had to do was just do that to get you to keep him still? When he gets angry, he gets still and quiet.
Well, come on. Now it's starting in the comments now because of Frazilla.
I know.
Lucky claimed he dunked. Lucky is 5'3" on a good day. And this was talking about
I didn't say that.
Oh, you ain't Spud Webb.
I didn't say that. They said that.
You see what you started. You see what you started.
I didn't start anything. I've just brought a man on the show who happens to tell stories. That's all. And he told a fantastic one, and I believe him. I believe him. Any man that keeps memorabilia, I can't even speak right now, memorabilia from 1990, 33 years ago, has to be a man of validity and credibility. What are you talking about?
And you believe Teen Wolf was a documentary?
No, I believe that Manti Te'o had a documentary. That's what I believe. People thought that was facts too. And look at that brought him.
Dude, come on, man. There's no way you believe. Nobody believes this noise.
You know what, Wes? You don't know my life, okay? You don't know my life. Just gonna leave it like that. Hey, Lucky, I believe you. I'll ride. Until I get proved differently. I believe it. Why would they lie?
Yeah.
Why would they lie?
Like I said, Lucky is 5'3" on a good day.
Hey man, Lucky, I don't care what Wes says. I don't care. James, any hot topics coming out? Any hot movies? No.
They got the new Scream movie coming out this week.
Really?
Oh, my daughter wants to watch it. So.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah,
Teenage movie. I remember being a teenager. That
they
was
got
a dope
what's her
movie.
name? Jenna Ortega's
The
in
girl
there.
from Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Wednesday.
So she's gonna be like the new Christina Ricci. Is that what we're doing here?
I guess so. Or what's her name? Neve Campbell, right? That was the one in the original one.
Yeah, Neve Campbell. That's her name. That's what
Yeah.
they call her.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, we can go watch it. So I'll probably take them to go check it out on Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thursday, man. Thursday video. Thursday movies. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the like inside? Go see it early so you get beat the crowds.
Yeah. Beat the spoilers.
Get first in the popcorn line.
Yeah, if you're into that.
I don't know.
Layered popcorn.
Bro, did you see Homeboy with spinning the popcorn and layering the
Yeah.
butter on TikTok and Reels? I usually watch Reels. I'm not a TikTok fan. Sorry.
Oh God.
Hey man, I don't trust them.
You-
I don't trust them.
we just had a TikTok star on.
That's right. I watch it through the interface, like the web interface. I don't download
You
that.
download the app.
Yeah, I don't want to agree to those terms. It's all right. Maybe I need like a firewall and, you know,
VPN.
don't say my name on the show. But yeah.
Oh.
I didn't bring any attention to it.
Oops.
James, so we got Scream coming out. Creed 3 is supposed to be coming out soon.
It's already out.
It's already out.
Yeah.
Okay, Creed 3's
Came
out.
out.
I don't know. I'm a little mixed emotions on that movie.
Looks good.
I love the first one, love the second one. Wes, anything you're getting into this weekend besides the championships?
Let's see. I started watching Perry Mason. A little
Okay.
bit of hot on that one. So they got a, I guess, I don't know what do you call it when they do a show, but you know they kind of it's not the same actors or whatever, but it's not even
Reboot?
really. It's kind of a prequel maybe.
Okay, maybe a reboot.
Perry Mason on HBO. It's you know what I mean, it's nothing like the black and white show. Like it's pretty it's modern, I guess, or graphic. So like they, you know, there's a lot of things going on, but I like it. It's good. It's going good. I'm also looking forward to seeing maybe that movie with Woody Harrelson where Champions. I hear that's supposed to be pretty good. So, you know, you got to check out Woody Harrelson when he does a basketball movie.
No.
Always.
Is this a basketball movie? Of course, you would know if it was a basketball movie.
Yeah, it's a basketball movie. He's coaching basketball.
Oh, so this is just like
He's,
Matthew McConaughey, We Are Marshall, like just 20 years later.
Well, he's coaching like a special needs team.
Thanks for letting me walk into that one. I appreciate it. Yeah, nothing wrong with coaching those folks.
I didn't say there was. I'm just saying it's a feel good movie, man.
Why are you so defensive? Is there something you need to tell me?
I play good defense, man. That's why nobody can dunk on me.
Box them out. Do your thing. It's just when you're not looking, they run the floor and then they just jam it in your face.
If you ever saw this dude run, oh my god! They timed his 40 with a sundial.
That's me, bro. That's my joke. That's the one you say for me. Although when I ran a 40, it was 5'2". Okay, 5'2".
I'm just saying the dude was slow.
Okay,
he couldn't jump over a piece of paper.
Anyway, I've been in the heat of the night lately. I don't know if y'all remember In Heat of the Night from the 80s. In the Heat of the Night.
Come on, bro.
They call me Mr. Tibbs. Love that show, dude. It's so fun.
You talking about? Well, the way you said it, you're saying it like in
Sidney Poitier.
You're talking about Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, Sidney Poitier. But yeah, the other movie
about the show,
the TV show, yeah, with Carol O'Connor and
yeah,
I can't think of the other actor's name.
Apparently, they were partying on that show.
I would have been too. Absolutely. What else are you gonna do?
But dude, that's one of my favorite shows, man. Me and my family were big into that. My mom got me into that show, man, and it was kind of crazy seeing Carol O'Connor, who was just so, you're coming off of All in the Family and all that kind of stuff, and he was a little bit of seemed kind of racist. But I mean, George Jefferson was too, so it went both ways. And they actually that's the spinoff, the Jeffersons spinoff of All in the Family. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of weird seeing him in that role. He was still pretty funny and in the heat of the night, but, it wasn't what they call it, slapstick or whatever. And he was actually, he wasn't as, racist or as mean as he was on All in the Family. He had a kind side in the heat of the night, and he cared about everybody. But dude, yeah, that's Carol O'Connor is definitely one of my favorite actors of all time, dude. And that show, man, woof, love that show.
Sorry, I was just trying to make sure my computer stayed plugged in because it was dying on juice. Now it's back to where it should be. Sorry about that. I don't know. Sorry, guys. Just what it is. Jim's over here juggling screens. What's going on, guys? What's happening? Nothing much. Just trying to make sure everything stays running and not going to fall apart. Fellas, what's up?
I did watch that documentary. Yeah, do y'all know who Chris Jackson is? You ever heard of Chris Jackson?
No, but I know Mahomes got some trouble.
Oh,
Jackson Mahomes.
But no, Chris Jackson, he was a basketball player, grew up in Gulfport, Mississippi.
Okay.
And really, really poor.
Mm-hmm.
And he, it's a documentary about how he just wanted to come out of there. So he just said he wanted to be the best basketball player. The dude was really great. He had Tourette's. They talk about that and how he had to deal with that, and why it also how Tourette's or whatever helped him become as good as he was. Went to LSU, played with Shaq. Shaq, when Shaq came in, he was supposed to be the man, but yet still Shaq was even no, this guy's better. This is the guy. Goes pretty high to the Nuggets, but got in a little controversy after a while because he started to follow, the Islamic Muslim things, and so he kind of started to turn some people off. Then he would not stand for the national anthem.
It's a bad move.
He did it for a while and nobody noticed, and then finally somebody noticed it, said something. It became a big deal. They basically told him he had to leave and just never recovered from it.
Oh,
And
so so they had a preview of this, right? Didn't they learn? Nobody learned, huh?
yeah, but do not please people do not compare what he did to Colin Kaepernick. I think that's something totally different. I feel Colin Kaepernick did that to get some attention because if Colin Kaepernick really felt that way, it seemed like he would have been doing it before he got benched. He did it once he got benched.
Yeah, still bad attention.
But it's a crazy story. But he's and it talks about how he rebounds and came back. And it's kind of the story like you can. I don't know. It seemed like he could have handled it better, but yet still you also understand that that's his beliefs and that's the way he wanted to live his life because basically he knew he was walking away from big money and it ruined it. Like it was dudes just Michael Jordan showing this guy respect. He's lighting the league up. Throwing up big scores. Putting up 50 points plus in the NBA. Man. And, he was Steph Curry before Steph Curry. But he didn't even shoot as many threes. But this dude was, man, he was lightning in a bottle. He was, if you see his highlights.
What era did he play in? What era did he play in?
So he got at LSU. It had to be at LSU.
No. In the NBA.
In the NBA. That's what I'm saying. He was in the LSU from 1990. Went 2 years. So he was in the league by 93.
Okay.
So this is basically the end of Jordan's second retirement. Yeah. And they actually ended their streak on that last season where the Bulls they had like an 18-game win streak, and he just lights up Jordan and Kerr and all. They were just chasing this dude all over the place, and Kerr was like, man, he's like, there's no way we couldn't guard the guy. He was that good.
So you already seen it, or it's coming out?
Yeah, I already seen it. It's
okay.
on. I want to say it's on Prime.
Okay, probably is on Prime. There's a lot of good
Peacock
stuff
or something.
There's a lot of good stuff on Prime, like a lot of pretty decent movies out there.
Yeah, but it's just as a sports fan, you're like kind of like, oh man, he got dead wrong, but also you feel like maybe he could have did something about it, and he just walked away from a lot of money. Like you think and then his teammates didn't really help him either. So like,
of course not.
They even talk about that, and like some of his teammates, they're on that documentary. They're talking about it. Scott Hastings, one of the guys on there, he's in tears because he felt like he didn't handle it right either. Like so,
they're probably pretty young. There's a lot of stuff going on, big world issues.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, that's kind of crazy. Probably won't watch it because basketball for me. It is what it is.
You're ridiculous.
I know.
Ridiculous. Maybe if this you watch this, maybe that's because you were talking about full swing.
I didn't watch Full Swing. That was James.
Maybe that's what I'm talking to. Maybe I'm talking to James about it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Right.
It's the Paul Rodriguez show.
You're right.
It's not all about you.
You're right. 100%. You're right. James, you gonna watch a basketball documentary? Yeah. See, that's what I thought.
If it's good, yeah. It
sounds interesting.
That was a pretty long, abbreviated summary of
long, abbreviated, oxymoronic. Interesting. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, Wes, we love you.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out.
I would. Let's put it this way: if it was on, I would not probably walk away. I'd watch it and be like, "What happened? Okay, that sucks. Probably made a mistake." Long story short, people do things for religion. I get it. I do things for religion.
How do you not watch? You don't watch any of the 30 for 30s?
Hell no. Hell no.
Sports that are not yours?
Hell
really?
No. If it's football, I will.
You're missing out.
If it's football, I'll watch it. Absolutely.
You're missing out.
No, I'm not. I really am. I'm really not.
The Last Dance was awesome.
Okay, I watched that. I watched that one.
30 for 30 for the Bad Boys was good.
They had that.
The one about the Dream Team was good.
They had that Malice at the Palace.
Yes, that
I
was a
lived
good
it.
That was good.
We all lived this. Why is this interesting? This isn't for
Because
us.
they're like, it's like interviews with some of these guys, like so many years later, and they're
half
actually
these dudes
talking
are
about
half
it.
these dudes are just stoned or drunk out of their minds. Michael was
Wow.
drunk out of half the interviews he did.
Wow.
I'm just sorry, it's the
Oh.
truth.
Oh, wow. Really?
He
It's the
might
truth.
he might
Let's
as
not
well
get
he
started
might as
with
well
NFL
call him that
players.
word. Remember you called Morant that word, and he said, "Oh, you better watch the way you use that." He basically did the same thing about
Drunk.
Dude, he said drunk and what?
I said they were either stoned or drunk.
Okay.
I didn't say stoned and drunk. Like it makes a difference, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, dude. Come on.
Where are we going?
You can't be like the football players. I mean, basketball players are stone drunk. Football players are.
No, they are.
Yeah. So
Andre
like,
Rison
Right.
pissed away all his money down the tube on probably strippers and drugs.
But it's just kind of nice hearing the details of what happened because sometimes you miss some details.
Okay.
Like I watched one about you remember Ann One. We talked about that.
Mhm.
And, you know,
Mhm.
I didn't like Ann One. I never watched the mixtapes, but it was kind of crazy finding out what happened and why it went away.
Do you still watch The Professor on YouTube?
No.
I'm starting to think so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't like that type of basketball, but
That makes sense.
it was nice to see what happened, why it went away.
I got you. I just maybe either I don't have time or it's just not appealing for me. And I think a lot of it's more of just not appealing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I was a basketball fan, I probably would be like more interested. What I like about the NCAA tournament is that it's like fast paced, and that there's going to be some Cinderella team come from obscurity.
But I mean, they even have those documentaries where they talk about teams and the Cinderella stories and that type of stuff.
Like the Fab Five, I would probably watch that one. I'd
They
probably.
got you haven't watched that one?
I know, but I would probably watch it. Like I would watch that one. But if the Malice at the Palace, I was like, not really. It's not my jam. I watched the Jordan one. I watched the Bulls one. They did Jordan dirty, man. That GM hated Michael Jordan. If I was the owner, I would have fired him.
Man, you say it's Scottie Pippen, not Jordan.
Yeah, they did
They
Jordan.
did Scottie Pippen dirty.
Oh, I didn't see it that way.
You thought they did Jordan dirty?
Yeah, like the way they were trying to like pressure Michael to do things. I mean, Michael was doing whatever he wanted, but like there was this like other force that was in administrator who was an administrator who was trying to like balance or counter whatever Jordan was doing. I thought that was just nonsense. I thought it was dumb.
I mean, could it worked out any better for him?
If he would have stayed, yeah, he probably would have won more championships. But he left to go play baseball.
But I'm just saying, I don't think it couldn't have worked out any better for him. I mean, you're talking about a dude that still leads basketball shoe sales by.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's
it's like
pop. That's
close.
pop culture. Has nothing to do with basketball. That's pop culture.
It's Michael Jordan, dude. Come on. I mean, just
Okay,
I'm just
hold on.
talking
Let's
about
bring in our pop culture guy. Come on, James. Come on in this one.
You gotta the Jordan brand is what it is behind it because of who Michael Jordan was on the court, you know, so it kind of translates. It's
But
not
would that be true during his time, or would that be true because of the legacy he has? I think it's more of the legacy in pop culture of why people go spend bukus of money on shoes.
well, now it's transformed into something totally different because like my kids, they're like, oh, they like some of them want Jordans, but I'm like, dude, you never even seen Michael Jordan play.
True.
But it's just because all the kids have Jordans, it's the popular shoe now. You know, but that's transformed since
always been about-
you know, because yeah. Well, whenever what was the commercial with Spike Lee? Yeah. And you know, it's like, what was it? It must be the shoes or whatever, you know.
Absolutely.
Because of what he was doing on the court.
True. And I don't disagree with that. My statement was for today's world. But what Michael did during the 80s and 90s and cemented himself as probably one of the first superstars ever, I think that's what that shoe made people want to buy. He made people want to buy those shoes so that they would be as good as him. I get that during that era, during that time frame. But now, today's world, it's all popular culture.
but it's always been the most popular shoe. It's always been that. That's the shoe that people have always waited for.
For basketball?
I mean, nobody else has ever waited for another shoe out, sitting in lines for some Jordans. I mean, it's been like that forever.
Have you never heard of Pele? Have you never heard of Pele?
What?
Have you ever heard of Pele, the Brazilian soccer player?
Yes, I've heard of Pele.
Do you know his first shoe deal, what he did? He was paid. I feel like it's not going to matter to you because this is an international game. And the dude was paid a large sum of money to tie his shoe before a World Cup. And it wasn't a Nike, and it wasn't an Adidas, and it wasn't a Converse.
Yeah, but yes, basketball wasn't on that level back then, though. Soccer was on a lot bigger level. But who got the basketball to the level of international Michael Jordan? Michael, he was like the first dude that really came off as like just a big brand. Like he sold himself as a brand.
Absolutely. And you got to think, his mind for business coupled with Nike and what they do to make their shoes have turned the Jordan brand into, the Jordan brand now sponsors like college football. Their logo is on college football jerseys. And I get it. It's transcended the sport. Absolutely.
It's on everything.
It is on it. It's on everything.
It's baseball. It's NASCAR. It's tennis. He's everywhere. What other person has done that?
Well, you mean a personal brand? I don't know anybody a personal brand.
No.
It's all been Jordan. Now, there's definitely bigger brands than Jordan, Lucky. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah. I'm saying, what athlete has basically had his brand all over every sport? Nobody
except Michael.
No, nobody's got LeBron golf cleats. But people got Michael Jordan golf cleats.
That's interesting, Michael Jordan golf cleats.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You get Michael Jordan baseball cleats. You get Michael Jordan football cleats.
That's true. Lucky.
Yeah, like you can get basically, you get the Jordan 1s, but they're football cleats. I've seen a lot of guys wearing them.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but yeah. That's like the most uncomfortable shoe.
I'm sure they changed it up somewhat.
I hope so. I really do hope so. When do we start bagging on Michael?
I'm sure they added the newer technology to the inside of the shoe and stuff like that. But I remember he said when he came back from one of his retirements, he played in. He wanted to play in the Jordan 1s, and he was in Madison Square Garden. Said he got off the court and his feet were just bleeding, but he was like, who cares? I'm doing it to show off, or just to do it for people to see it, man. And puts up 50 points, but his feet's bleeding.
Fellas, it's a good show tonight. Oh man. I guess you would do it for the money, right? If the money was good enough.
It's some of those people, man. They want to do things just because of the moment.
Yeah.
Like, remember Prince when he did the Super Bowl thing and it starts raining and they're like, "Hey, you don't have to do this. It's raining. You don't want to, take a chance of you getting electrocuted." He's like, "Are you crazy? I'm about to play Purple Rain in the rain. This is the best moment ever. Yeah, I'm going out there. Nuts."
I love how Wes puts his own anecdote into that situation because that's not the clip that Prince said. He just said, "Can you make it rain more?" I love how he just took the creative licenses and just ran with it. We all heard that story, Wes. We know that's not what he said, but yeah, it's somewhat what he says in summary. I just got a bag on you, dude. I'm sorry. This is what it is. You keep drinking two different drinks. I don't know if you're mixing soda pop with, liquor.
Water?
Liquor.
No, just drinking Kool-Aid and water.
Who's the next domino to fall before we get out of here? You got 20 seconds. Who's the next big franchise tag or free agency signed?
Man, I think it's got to be Garoppolo.
Yeah, Garoppolo's got to get signed. I agree with that. James, anything? You like Garoppolo too? Yeah, I got a feeling it's going to probably be like Vegas. I think Vegas will sign Garoppolo quick. I don't know, maybe, but he has ties to homeboy in Las Vegas in New York with Rob Salah. I just couldn't see him throwing in that win though in New Jersey. That's just too much to ask for his arm.
Why wouldn't Tennessee go after him?
I think he's too pretty. He's too pretty for Tennessee. He's a Miami guy. He's a Miami guy. That's what I see him. Miami, maybe the Jets.
Maybe they need to get Tennessee needs to get over this thing. I know they've still got that Steve McNair. Just what they're looking for, but it hadn't worked for you yet. So maybe it's time to make a change.
Easy with the McNair. Easy.
Well, no, Steve McNair was a great quarterback. I'm saying trying to stay in his temperament at quarterback where you got the tough guy making plays with his legs and that kind of thing. I'm saying maybe it's time to you're not looking for the blue collar guy. Maybe you're looking for the pretty boy, the guy that can throw it.
Y'all think Brock Purdy gets signed out of San Francisco? I think he does.
Why wouldn't Brock Purdy just stay in San Francisco?
'Cause he ain't making any money.
Isn't he a rookie?
Oh, okay, yeah, he was a rookie, and if he doesn't get hurt in that playoff game, I think Philly loses. I'll be really honest with you. I think Philly loses.
Yeah, true. No, they could have beat him, but I mean, I think he stays. I think they're going to have a little competition between Trey Lance and Purdy. But I think if Purdy's healthy, I think Purdy might have got the job.
You think Brock's going to beat Trey Lance?
Yeah,
with all the draft capital they had to give up to go get Trey Lance.
Trey Lance hadn't shown that.
Agreed.
He's better than Purdy.
Agreed, 100%.
So
if it was me, if I was Minnesota, I would go get Brock Purdy right now. Minnesota, Dallas, Green Bay, I would go get Brock Purdy right now.
Well, what are you talking about? Minnesota's got Kirk Cousins. They're not
Kirk Cousins is done. He cannot carry a team in that new offense. I'm sorry. He can barely make it. Dallas defense, Dan Quinn exposed his shit, and he is not ready to go. He's donezo.
I mean, I would definitely, I would like Brock Purdy in Dallas, but I don't know, man. If you're Green Bay, I think they're still in love with. They're still waiting to hear from Aaron Rodgers. So that's just annoying, and I feel like they got somebody in Jordan Love.
If it was me, I'm going to even if I'm Green Bay, I'm going to go get Brock Purdy. I'm going to tell Aaron, finish your contract, and we got your backup ready to go because Jordan Love ain't it. That's what it is. Jordan Love ain't it. You better deal him and get some draft capital.
How come you can say bad things about people, but when I say it, it's like, oh, man, they don't deserve that.
Okay, you can say it.
No, Lucky, I don't want Bijan Robinson to the Cowboys. But like that's too high of a pick for a running back.
He's going to go to Philly, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's get out of here. What's up?
Said Philly, they had that luxury to do it.
Yeah, exactly. They have that luxury to do it. James, you want to let the people know anything going on with you this week?
Yeah, probably show tomorrow, podcast, Dark Side of Mike.
You all right, bro?
YouTube, Facebook. I'm tired, man.
You look like it.
If I'm being honest.
Sleepy. Yeah. Wes, go ahead and say goodbye to your best friend tonight.
All right, man. Peace out. Let's go March Madness. Everybody, love everybody. Check on your peoples. Thanks for coming out, Frankzilla, and telling the crazy story of Teen Wolf to everybody. But, yeah. Peace.
Hey, Wes, next week, bracketology. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Next week, bracketology.
Sunday. So, yeah, Monday, the brackets, we'll all have the brackets out.
We're going to be filling out brackets.
Yeah. And then we pick another position, top 5.
What are y'all talking about?
We're going defense.
Yep.
Maybe we go. I'm saying either DN or Middle linebacker.
I like middle linebacker. Let's do it. We're gonna be James's favorite middle linebacker, number 1. Not really. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in. As always, love yourself and love your neighbors. Franzella, thanks so much for coming out. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Adios.